that is a person who's in your life who's helping you and encouraging you to do a good job in your life, or helping you with anything that you need help with. Like, say if you want to go to college, they're being like supportive and telling you that you can, you know, do anything you want. You know, it doesn't matter that you're a mom, you know, so they help you.
With Aaliyah, like she's a bit more quiet than some of our other members, but she always has something really incredibly insightful to say, you know, whenever she opens up. And she's been incredibly dedicated. I mean, she did not miss one group last year at all. That kind of, I mean, I didn't even not miss one group. I had to take one weekend off. So just having that kind of dedication and having that much meaning, you know, and commitment is, I don't know, it's not something that you see a lot of times in a lot of people generally, and then also in youth. So for that, I'm incredibly proud of her.
When I first met her, I didn't trust her at first. It took time, which was probably both of us. It took time to trust each other. But throughout the time, I learned that she wasn't a bad person. Because at first, I always think everybody's a bad person, back then at least. And I don't trust anybody. And it took me a long time to trust my case manager. And with her though, it took like a month or so to have that real trust there. But after that, like, she's awesome.
Christina has become much more empathetic in terms of the impact that her actions will have on other people. So when I first met Christina, she was very, very eager to change, and she had these big goals and these big ideas, but didn't necessarily have the ability at that point to put herself in a position where she could understand where her actions made an impact on others, and then adapt her actions accordingly, if that makes any sense. And so initially, like, Christina would resolve to do something and she would just do it. And then she would call and be like, oh, I just made a choice that I don't think was the right one. And now I can hear Christina talking through all of the different options and recognizing when she thinks that she might be drawn toward a decision that's not going to be best for her in the long run. And she talks through it. And I feel like a lot of that is because we've talked through things like that so much that it's become part of her thought process.
Or me and my brother never get along sometimes, because brothers never get along. But yeah, with Rafa, like with this year, with me and my brother being together in this program, doing the Thrive, it's a big change, because me and him never get along, never see eye to eye once in a while. But with this, like, we control our anger, because our families are hot-headed. But with this program, that definitely helps out, because we know how each other feels and how to overcome it.
So when he came in last year around this time as well, yeah, he seemed very reserved, you know, non-social, just came to do whatever he needed to do to get his hours done. However, towards the end of that school year, I did notice a little bit more being more involved, asking me questions regarding the after-school program that he was at and things that he's able to do or can do. And then, of course, the site director there letting me know, oh my God, Carlos is great. He's great with the kids. He reads to the little kids and so forth. He's awesome. Is he coming back next year? To my surprise, when he actually texted me in August and asking me that if he could still come back and do the whole program. Not because he needed the hours, because I knew from our first talk that we had, he was almost done fulfilling his community hours, but he wanted to come back because he had a great time and learning about how to give back to the community.
Well, they always encouraged us to do well in school, to help others. Yeah, I don't know, I always felt comfortable. I felt good being in the program, that's for sure. Top of my head, I know that. I always felt good. I always wanted to go after I was in there. I didn't want to go, right? After I was in the program, I felt good. I wanted to go. I wanted to have fun with them and stuff. They encouraged me. I felt strong.
And I know for Jesus, he was very much disenfranchised from school, very disappointed. And it was a very common comment. The school was uninteresting, it wasn't motivated, and he was really challenging the teachers. And I was hearing from him then that the teachers weren't responding to his interest. And over time, I came to know the real significance of what he was telling me back then, because he was very much underperforming in school. The first year in high school, which was a completely new set of requirements and disciplines and educational foundation that was required for him to perform, he calls me at the end of the year and invited me to an awards program. He was receiving an achievement award in math. Did not know what to expect, so I showed up to the high school, and the auditorium was full. Their math curriculum there is one of the best in the area. They had some extraordinary achievements. And so for Jesus to go from a situation of not engaged in school to be receiving recognition and achievement and really progressing well was very dramatic. And you could see it in his personality, in the way he showed up. He was happy and proud and confident. His mother and his brother were there, and family members were there. So watching that transformation is really beautiful.